Hi everyone, Jenny here with a way to make your own envelopes using. Now, first of all, if you maybe make a Kraft cardstock, a card out of Kraft cardstock, and you want to make your own envelope, I found the perfect paper to do that with. Yep, brown paper, ordinary brown wrapping paper. That's the stuff you get to cover your kids' school books and things. Okay, now what I did, so I made this card out of a Kraft cardstock card base. I needed an envelope. Just listen to the texture of that. It feels awesome. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Cheap and inexpensive, and a great way to personalise your cards too. Butterflies on there. This one here, I did Hugs and Kisses, a stamp, because I used that stamp within the card. Also, you can make it with your designer paper, obviously. But if you're not using that designer paper on your cardstock, well, you know, how's it going to marry in? It's hard to find a paper that's going to suit your card. Well, on this one I had the silhouette of the lady, like a cameo, and I just stamped her on the inside and sprayed. So that's how I got around that one. But for the Kraft cardstock, I guess over in America you can buy Kraft cardstock cards, and like blank cards and envelopes. Well, not so here. Well, if so, then expensive. So this is the way I got around it. So for a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card, we need, and I'm using the Martha Stewart envelope maker. Ugh, this is a long ruler. All I'm trying to do is get a straight edge and try not to waste too much of this paper. So just lining it up there, and I'm just going to rip it off, and hopefully that's enough. Okay, now I can get my cutter out now, and my trimmer. So you obviously got the straight sides on there, but what I'm going to do first is cut this off, because this is about 15 inches long, so way too long for the trimmer. So just going to cut some of that off so I can work with this. Alright, so I need 8.5 inches, so I'm just going to go a little bit wider than that at first, just to get, because it might be crooked up the other end. And then 8.5 inches this way, so it's 8.5 inches square. That's there. Now we've got that straight edge, we can cut that down there to 8.5 inches. There we go. Now I'm just going to try and get that, reverse that roll curling there. Now what I used on this card, I had a butterfly on the front, so I thought, okay, well I can spray it. And what I did was I punched out a whole heap of butterflies from the Martha Stewart Butterfly Punch. And then, yeah, I really need this to sit flat. So then I just positioned them randomly all over the paper and then sprayed it with some glimmer mist. So I'll speed this up. You don't need to watch me positioning these, and then we'll come back and go for it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is use some vintage pink and some Cosmos in the glimmer mists and spray those. Not too close because you don't want to make the butterflies fly away. Like that. Oops. Now this didn't happen before, it's only because I'm on camera. Okay, small squirts. By the look of it, is working. Quick, small squirts. Alright. Going to do now, I'm going to take these off. So I'm going to speed it up, and while I take it off and start drying it. So that's it. Just listen to this. How cool does that sound? Love that texture in there. Alright, now I'm going to get the Martha Stewart's scoreboard out. Take out the envelope. Ruler. Right. Now, I like a tight fitting envelope, so I changed my score marks. So I'm doing the, what am I doing, the A2? And she says to score it on the 3" and the 3 5/8. I score it on the 3 1/8. And the 3 3/4" mark. And that's a firmer fit for the card. So 3 1/8 on one and 3 3/4 on the other. Next, cut out these little triangle pieces that are formed that you don't need. Yeah, just going to fold them over. These are the sides. Bottom. Now what I do with the bottom, that excess triangle bit up there, let me bring it down a little bit for you. That bit there that extends past that opening there, that join across the V there. Bring that down and just line up those corners there with the sides there. So where they meet, crease it, put a bit of wet glue on it, and then fold it over on that crease mark. And that tidies that up there, and that's a bit crooked, Jen. Okay, never mind. Alright, so now what I do is I put some double-sided tape on it, and I just use cheap double-sided tape for this. I don't use my score tape. Doesn't need to hold, there's no weight or anything on it, so just closing the envelope. Alright, now we can take the backing off and close it up. Just like that. Now, this point here, hang on, I'm going to score that bit first. I usually round those off. The corner chomper doesn't really like it. It's too thin or something. So I usually have to get the scissors out and finish the job for it. Almost gets it there. Not quite. So there we go. And then get this card, and it then slots in there just like that, and then you've got your own homemade envelope, homemade paper even. You can do it, spray on the inside if you like, but it's just plain, so I don't mind that. It's got the butterflies on it. Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier, whatever element you use on your card, just pick one and transfer that to your brown paper. Like this one with the stamp, because I put the Hugs and Kisses stamp in there, so, and it's a Mother's Day card, so I thought that was very appropriate. And I used, because it was a pink cardstock and Kraft coloured cardstock, yeah, that's why I used the pinks in the sprays. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.